Welcome to Power Yoga for Golf. I'm Gwen Lawrence. Why don't you go ahead and grab your mat, a block, and a strap, and we're going to start seated. Easy cross leg. So everybody get nice and tall. If you need to sit on a block, go ahead. Take a deep breath in. Interlace your fingers. Press your palms up to the sky. And then on your exhale, bring the arms down and twist. So you want to keep a nice tall back here. You want to keep your chin parallel to the floor. Breathe in and out through your nose. Start slow, and you could pick up your pace if you feel okay. So for golf, we need good rotation in the spine, and the way to get the best rotation possible is to be as elongated in the spine as possible. Good. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. Shoulders out of your ears. Elbows are shoulder height. Fingers extend. That's it. You got about 20 more seconds. So let's pick up the pace a little bit. Good. This starts to sync your breath with your movement. You could really start to feel how hard it is just to sit up tall sometimes. So last 10 seconds. Shoulders down, elbows up. And then come back to center. Again, take a deep breath in overhead. Interlace your fingers one more time. Press your palms up to the sky. Go ahead, look at your hands. And then bring your hands into heart center and lay down onto your back. Take a nice big full body stretch on the floor. So arms are overhead, toes to the front of your mat. Stretch it out, yawn. First you're arching the back, pointing the toes, and then press your low back into the floor. And opposite arm, opposite leg. Let's keep the head on the ground. Good. So you can see, in a perfect world, you're touching your fingertips to your toe tips. Those are nice, good, open hamstrings, but that might not always be the case, especially if you're first starting this. You might only be able to touch your shin or your knee, unfortunately. But in time, with practice, it'll get better and better. Legs are as straight and strong as possible, and again, you're trying to breathe only in and out through the nose. Halfway there already. If you can press the low back into the floor, so we engage the abdominals a little bit more than the hip flexors. And if you're doing this and you have some back issues to start, then you might want to do this with bent knees. Okay, a few more. Hope you're breathing. There you go. I heard it. I heard it. Billy's going off the mat. And one more on each leg. And then draw your knees into your chest. Squeeze them in. That's it. And rock yourself up and back maybe 2 or 3 times. All the way up to seated, all the way back, all the way up, all the way back. Then roll over your legs or swing them around and come into your first downward facing dog, where your hands are shoulder width apart, palms flat, fingers spread, feet are hips width apart, parallel, and hips up to the sky. Really nice. And just alternate calf stretch. This is a time to take an assessment, see how your body's doing. If you feel tight, if you feel pretty loose, shake out your head. And then come high on all 10 toes, deep breath. And sink the heels. And high on all 10 toes. Sink the heels. Right leg's gonna go up to the sky. I want it to be long and nice and high. Good. Push the floor away, but try not to crowd your shoulders. That's it. Much better. Good. Lower it down. And left leg up to the sky. Sink your right heel. Good. A little higher if you can. And lower it down. Try to keep your feet stable. Try to stay very square in your down dog and bring your right hand to your low back. So you're pushing the floor away with your left hand, lifting through the hips. Switch. That's it. And both hands down. Last time, right leg up to the sky. This time we're going to add a twist, which is really important in golf. Get that rotation going. So you're going to bend your right knee, and you're going to twist and open, look under your right armpit up to the sky. So you want to power that knee way up to the sky. Keep your left foot square. Good. That's it. So let's stay. That's it. Good. Open the hip. Breathe. Square it back off. And downward dog. Left leg up to the sky, nice and high. Bend the knee, twist and open. You're pushing the floor away. You want to feel that nice stretch in that whole left side of your body so you can increase the lung capacity. Square it back off and downward dog. Good. Come forward into plank pose, and we're going to drop the left knee to the floor, right foot flat. And you're going to open up to half side plank. You want your left wrist underneath your left shoulder, and lift the right leg up if you can. Hip height. Hold it there. If you can look up to your right hand, go ahead. And bring it down. And let's try the other side. Right knee down, left foot flat. Half side plank. Once you feel really comfortable here, then you can move on to full side plank, which we're going to do later. But if you don't feel up to full side plank, go back to the knee down. Left leg up. Good. Hold if you can. One side's always going to be easier. Bad knee side, so do it the best you can. That's it. Now come back to your hands and knees. Go to plank pose this time, which is top of the push-up. Shoulders right over your wrists, all the way back through your heels, nice and engaged in the body. And you're going to drop your heels to the left for full side plank. So again, if you can't, drop the left knee like you did before. Right arm up to the sky. That's it. So we're going to work obliques. Really important to have a powerful core in golf for your swing. You're going to bring the right hand down underneath you. Touch the outer left side of your mat 5 times. In control. That's it. If you fall, who cares? Do the best you can. And don't cheat. Touch the outside of that mat. Like there's a little bell there. That's it. Once you get the 5th one, hold side plank. Deep breath in. And plank pose. Top of your push-up. Switch sides. So another alternative that you could do in side plank, if you're not feeling as strong, is you can stagger the feet. They're all stacking the feet. Hold, deep breath in, and now your left hand's going to go down, touch the outside of the right side of your mat. Breathe. When you go down, if you want to tweak into the oblique a little bit deeper, then lift your hips up a little bit higher. That's it. Hold. One side's easier, right? Feels way more in control on one side. Hold your 5th one. And go back to plank pose. Realign yourself, shoulders right under your wrists. And then last time, drop your heels to the left. If you're getting tired, feel free to drop that left knee down. Full side plank. Good, hold it there. This time you're going to lift the right leg off the ground, if you can. Take your time. And you're going to bring the right foot in front of you. Push it down, that's it. Now push into both feet and lift your hips up to high to the sky. So you're going to start to feel IT band outside of that right thigh, deep right glute. Push the floor away with your left hand. Now, if you can, in control, go back to side plank. Then plank pose. Steady yourself up. Take a deep breath in and try the other side. Full side plank first. Left leg up to the sky if you can. And then bring the leg in front of you. Press down into both feet. Lift the hips. Breathe, breathe. Expand. Don't collapse into your spine. And then back to your plank pose. Downward facing dog. Almost like your little resting pose. And then drop the knees. Walk your knees between your hands and come to seated. Okay, so you're going to be sitting, legs straight out in front of you. Not kneeling just yet. Okay, if you know you have pretty tight hamstrings, you can sit on a block, but we're going to be moving a little bit here, so you might want to see how it goes first. But keep the block close by, because if you want more of a challenge, we're going to add the block to the equation. Okay, bend the knees, feet flat. So no takers on the block. All right, let me change my mind. Everybody get the block and put it between your knees bent, feet flat. That's it. So your feet are hips width apart. So bend them all the way. Get those feet flat. Good. Feet are parallel. Hands behind you, fingertips towards you. So lean back on your hands. We're going to go into inverted table. Same rules apply. Fingers spread, palms flat. Press into your feet. Press into your hands. Lift your hips up to the sky. Try to get your hips in line with the knees. Drop your head back if you feel okay. Everybody's favorite thing to do here is to lift the toes up. Try not to do that. Use the whole foot. Shoulders press you up. Higher, higher, higher. Chest up. Lower it down. Still keep the block there. If it's too much, drop it, but give it a try first. Lean back and come into boat pose. Good. So if you're new to boat pose, You can bend the knees and you can just hold on to the legs. You can just extend the arms, or you can straighten the arms and the legs. A little bit longer with the legs, because I know you can. That's it. So let's open it up even more. Make a big V. Good. Come up to seated. Arms up to the sky, legs straight out in front of you. Keep holding that block. So this time you're going to do inverted plank. Hands behind you, fingertips towards you. Lean back, squeeze the block, press it up. Drop the head back if you can. That's it. So in a perfect world, we're trying to get the big toes to touch the ground. That's it. Straighten your legs if you can. More important to straighten the legs than toes touch. Good. A little higher. And then lower it down. Arms up to the sky. And fold yourself over. Seated forward bend. Good. Best you can. If you can't grab your feet, then bend the knees. Elongate the back. It'll get better, but it takes time. It takes practice. The biggest culprit of back pain is tight hamstrings. Hamstrings attach to the sits bones, changes the angle of the pelvis, and puts a lot of pressure on the back. This looks good. So take another deep breath in. Get a little longer. Block should be in a perfect spot to either rest your chest or your forehead. That's it. Square your feet up. Good. Now reach beyond your feet. Arms come up to the sky. We're going to do the same series again. Bend your knees, feet flat. Hands behind you, fingertips towards you. Firm up those feet and press it up, inverted table. I want you to feel like you're scooping your shoulder blades underneath your body to press your chest up. That was a good adjustment, Alex. Now feet flat. Good. A little higher. A little higher. Squeeze that block. It's a lot harder with the block, right? Lower it down. Come to a balancing pose on your hips. Into boat. That's it. This time we're going to bring knees in 10 times. So 1, big. 2, you're only cheating yourself. 3, keep going. 4, squeeze the block. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold boat, hold it. Legs extend, extend, extend. Legs straight, arms up, deep breath. Good, arms up to the sky. And then hands behind you, fingertips towards you, legs are straight again. Inverted plank. Lean back on the hands and press it up. You want those wrists right under the shoulders. We want to open the wrists, the forearms. That's it. Less tension. It's really important for the game of golf. Internally rotate, squeeze that block. Lower it down, arms up to the sky. Deep breath in, exhale, fold yourself over again. Nice. Hopefully it's a little bit better. But if it's not, change it up a little bit. Don't constantly struggle here. Try to go to a different place if it's always really hard for you. So you want to square that foot up. That's it. Good. Push through the base of your big toe. Imagine your feet were flat against a wall in front of you. Even if you have to bend the knees and then just pull your chest through, flatten your back out, you're going to feel it in your hamstrings, but you're going to have less strain on your back. Keep breathing. A little bit longer. Reach beyond your feet, all the way up, nice and tall. Last time through, really quick. Bend your knees, feet flat, hands behind you, fingertips towards you. Press it up, inverted table pose. 1 deep breath in, as high as you can. Exhale, drop it down into your boat pose. Go for it. Squeeze the block. Straight legs. Who cares if your legs are shaking? Who cares? Come up nice and tall, legs flat to the floor. Deep breath. Hands behind you, fingertips towards you. Inverted plank pose. 1 deep breath, as high as you can. Hold. Lower it down. Good. Arms come up. That's it. Forward bend. Nice. Shake out the legs a little bit. See if you could just sort of visualize yourself getting deeper and deeper into this pose until one day it just happens. Luckily. That's it. Take 2 more breaths here. And then reach beyond your feet. Arms come up to the sky, body's nice and tall. We're going to drop your right hand behind your head so it stays up. Drop it behind. Left arm comes around big. and up behind. See if you can make a connection. If you can't, grab a strap. That's it. So you want your chin parallel to the floor. You want one?
Yep.
Okay. That's it. Right elbow straight up to the sky. Awesome. Now, it might even be hard just to sit up here. So if that's the case, then just bend your knees a little bit so that you can maintain a nice tall back. The best scenario for rotation is as elongated as you possibly can. So if you go to hit a golf ball and you're hunched over and then you go to twist, you're not going to go as far as you would if you can elongate the back and get really long and extended in your spine. Take a deep breath in, get taller, right through the top of your head. Good. This is the easier side for a righty because the focus is really the front of that left shoulder. And let it go nice and easy. Take your time. There's no surprise that we're going to inhale, arms overhead, and drop the left arm behind your head this time. Right arm's going to come around big, behind, up. See if you can make a connection. It's very likely that unless you've been doing this, you're not going to get it on this side because it's a lot harder. Good. What I want you to focus on is opening up the front of that right shoulder. There you go. And maybe closing up that space. So even if you have to drop it down, that's it. One way to get a little deeper here, especially if you have a strap, is to just gently pull up on the strap, gently pull down until you start getting a little bit more movement in that shoulder. Good. That's it. So focus this spot right here, focus on that spot right there, trying to not flare out that back shoulder blade, but having it nice and flat on your back. Get a little bit taller, and then in time, you'll be able to go wrist to wrist. And one deep breath in, nice and tall, and let it go. Roll your shoulders out. And last one in this position, you're going to bring your arms behind you and grab opposite elbow. Okay, it looks easy to just sit here, but sitting here like this for a long time is not easy, right? You're starting to feel groin, you're starting to feel tired in your spine. We're building strength and stability as well as opening up the shoulders. Good. If it's not possible to grab the elbows, then just grab your forearms or your wrists. And in time, with a lot of practice, you'll be able to get closer and closer. Good. So this is the same thing. Now you can look at the front of both shoulders and see if there's any differences going on. Is one collapsing and rotating, your dominant side? Maybe you could look at it, get it to open up a little bit. Get a little bit taller through the head. Open the heart. Hang in there. See if you can get the fingertips around the elbows a little tighter. Good. One more deep breath. Get tall. On your exhale, don't collapse. Just release your arms. And you're going to come into easy cross leg. So toss your block aside. That's it. Easy cross leg, doesn't matter which side, and just fold yourself over, take a breath or two. Ease the back, ease the groin, hip flexors. That's it. And roll yourself back up. And you're going to take your left foot, bring it into your right hip, and you're going to bring the right leg up over your left leg for seated twist. Now the most important thing about seated twist is that both hips are down. If you're like this and that right butt cheek's not touching, then sit on a block. Okay, because again, you're not going to get the best spin and rotation on your spine unless your spine is straight. Okay, so we're good? Everybody's good? Good. Right hand goes behind your back, left arm goes up to the sky, and then you're going to cut that left arm in on the outside of the right leg and twist. Inhale, get tall by pushing into the backhand. Exhale, twist deeper by pushing the left arm against the right thigh. So drop your right hip back down again. See if you could flatten that foot. Another adjustment you might want to make, especially for that knee, is just be there for today. Okay, the idea is to get really tall. That's it. You love when my knee's in your back. Get a little bit taller, deep breath. Little bit deeper. Now slowly come out of it and just counter twist. So just look over your other shoulder. It's not quite as powerful, but it feels good to unwind. and come back to center one more time. Left arm up to the sky, cut it in, and twist. Okay? Depending on how long you've been practicing yoga, you might be able to get into a bind. So if you want to bring it through, good. This hand grabs your left. Nice. Be active through your feet. So stomp down through that right foot and let it go. Little counter twist. Really nice. And probably the most complicated thing we're going to do is switch sides now. So switch your legs up. We could do the fancy one, but every time I do that, everybody gets all mad at me when we do the fancy switch. So yeah, you just, yeah, exactly. So left leg up over the right this time. Both hips are down, might be different. Maybe you're tighter on this side. You might have to sit on a block. But be truthful with yourself, okay? And right arm's gonna go up to the sky, left arm behind you on the floor, and twist the other side this time. Flatten your left foot. Good. Did your back just crack? So flatten it out. Inhale, get tall. You can even bring this hand closer to your body. That's it. Exhale, twist deeper. Try not to create extra tension in your shoulders. Drop them down. Good. A little harder on this side. Good. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, twist. Slowly unwind. Counter twist. Good. Who else cracked now? You cracked? Come back to center. Right arm up to the sky. Deep breath in. Twist to the left last time. Good. Both hips down. Get nice and tall. Twist as deep as you can. Every exhale, go a little bit more. Go a little bit deeper. Nice. Lift and breathe. Which side's easier for you?
The other side.
You would never know. And let it go. Nice and easy. Easy cross leg again. Roll over your legs. Come onto your stomach. Lay down onto your belly. And bend the knees. Reach around and grab your lower shin. Optimum lower shin, but if you can't, grab the toes. If you can't, you could always get a strap and use the strap if you need more space. Okay? If it's too hard, spread your knees out a little bit. If it's too easy, get the knees together. So Billy, just be careful of the knee here. Press your hips down into the floor. Flex your feet. Get energy through those feet. And press your legs to the back of the room. Lift your upper body up. Good. So what everybody likes to do here is finish this pose and get deeper into a back bend by lifting their chin too much. So drop the chin a little. Lift more through the top of your head. Go a little higher. A little higher. Good. Beautiful. Hold, hold, hold. Are you breathing? And release it. Nice and easy. Palms flat, right under your shoulders. Come up onto your hands and knees. Back into child's pose. Just for one breath. Don't get too comfortable there. That's it. And then come to standing on your knees. Toes tucked. Your knees are right under your hips. About hips width apart. Lower legs parallel. Toes are tucked and your heels are straight up to the sky. Arms come up, deep breath. And right arm's gonna come down and touch the outside of your, or touch your heel. Thumb on the outside, fingers on the inside. Good. If you can't go any further, stay here. But if you can, bring your left hand down, both hands grab, press your hips forward. Drop your head back. Opening the spine in all directions, making you more powerful on the torque. Drop your head back, only if it feels comfortable. Good, press your hips forward, a little bit more, and then come up, nice and easy. And keep your toes tucked. Go ahead and sit back on the heels, toes tucked. Everybody's favorite. So now we're opening up the toes, the bottom of the feet, Achilles tendon. They're making this look a lot easier than it is. Some of you might do this and find yourself unable to sit back totally on your heels and have to lean forward on a block until one day you could sit all the way back pretty comfortably. So anybody, does this bother anybody here? Mm-hmm. Oh, you're faking it? No.
No, I feel
okay.
it.
You do? Okay, good. This looks innocent, but it's not. A little taller, Billy. Good. Good. Hold it there. You want to put all your weight onto the heels. Maybe go a little bit more big toe here. Good. So we have a couple of knee injuries. You have to just take it one step at a time here, see how it is, but this in time will help alleviate some of that pressure on the knee. The more open the ankles are, the more open the hips are, the less pressure on the knee joint, which is a very vulnerable joint. Good. Get a little bit taller. That's it. Shoulders drop down. Feel like you're lifting right through the top of your head. And then come on to your hands and knees. So I like to do that for 2 minutes. That was about 1.5 minutes. One leg back at a time, just so you feel a little neutral in those toes again, whatever you got to do. And then we're going to come to kneeling, toes untucked. So now we're opening up the top of the foot, the shin, deeper into the knee. Go ahead and sit back on your heels. See how it is. There's going to be a very big range of flexibility here. Again, they're making it look pretty easy, but a lot of you won't be able to sit back totally on your heels like this. You might have to bring a block upright between your feet and sit back on that until you can be open enough to go all the way down. But if that's too easy, then let's separate the feet. Maybe you need a block here. If it's still too easy, you're trying to sit right between your feet on the ground. Okay? Good. Key here to the safety of the knee is having the feet, the bottom of the feet face up at all times. So you don't want the toes pointing out to the side. That's just suicide for the knee joint. You want to stay with the heels close to your body like they are, and at all times seeing the bottoms of your feet. That's it. Sit up as nice and tall as you can. If your butt's all the way down on the floor and you want to go back to your hands, you can do that. That's pretty good. You want to go further, you can go onto your forearms. That's pretty good. You can go all the way down. And then you work to get as much of the arch out of your back as possible. Good. But you should not feel knee pain here. If you do, come out of it a little, adjust it, anything you can do. You should feel no knifing pain. Are you breathing? You good? Because we're serious. So serious. A little bit longer. And then come upright. Take your time onto your hands and knees. You might want to stretch one leg back at a time. Coming out of it is a lot harder than being in it sometimes. Okay? And then let's bring the left leg forward for a quick pigeon pose. Just opening up glutes. Opposite hip flexor. Slide the right leg back as far as you can. And then all the way down, either on your forearms or all the way out onto your chest and belly. Good. So the most important thing here is that your hips are square. You don't want to sit on your left butt cheek here. That's it. So instead of staying here, we're going to put a little twist on it. Come up halfway. Turn to the left, your torso only, towards that bent knee, towards the left thigh. And then lower your torso down over your left thigh. Reach your right arm, and I mean reach it. Take 3 deep breaths. Reaching that right arm, pressing back through the right leg, opening up the whole right rib cage. One more deep breath. Big exhale. Come back to center. Go the other way, lower down, reach the left arm out. Reach, reach, reach. Couple deep breaths. Feel a stretch in the left side now. Good. Sit back into your left hip. Don't come off of it. Come back to center. And press into plank pose or down dog and switch sides. You can even come onto your hands and knees if you want. Right leg forward. Pigeon on the other side. Notice which side was easier, which side was harder. That's it. We want to elongate that left leg. Lower it down. Good. Reach the arms if you can. You don't have to. If you really want to add some drama to the pose, you can bring your arms down by your side. Interlace your fingers at your low back. Bring your arms up and over. Look at how pretty that is. Nice. You really got to be sure about those hips when you're here, though. And if your arms are up, lower them down. Release the hands. Come up halfway. Turn towards your right thigh. Lower it down. Reach the left arm. Take 3 deep breaths. So don't waste your own time. If you're just going to go there and flop into the pose, you're wasting your time. Get there. Reach your arm. Take a deep breath. And then come back to center. The other way. Lower down over that right foot. Reach your right arm. Reach, reach, reach. Very deliberately, very long and strong. One more deep breath. And come back to center. Good. Come upright. Sit on your right butt cheek. Swing the left leg around into easy cross leg, just like how we started. Take a deep breath in. Interlace your fingers, press your palms. And exhale, hands into heart center. Good job. Good job. Hopefully you could do this 1 to 3 times a week. Add this to your already existing golf training routine. And we'll see you next time.